And you're currently recording the new album?
Yeah, we started just about 3 weeks ago. We laid down a couple of tracks before we went on our summer festival tour. And now we're sort of redefining those and finishing off another 10 or so. We've been doing gigs in between.
How's touring changed for you now in the 90s?
Well, the best thing for me is that the European way is tending more towards raves. So the whole tone of what we're doing has been sort of moving in that direction. We find that we're working with an awful lot of the contemporary European bands. We've been sort of touring with Prodigy and Chemical Brothers and Underworld and all that, and it's just been absolute dynamite. It's been fantastic. And I think this is probably my favorite kind of work. I really enjoy the competition. I enjoy the whole vibe. I like the feeling of the audience.
Man.
It's really great. And you get to see a lot of other bands as well. And get to know them and talk to them. There's much more interaction in those situations.
Sure.
And the rave culture now is so much a part of what Europe is about.
All right, well, we're going to hang out more with David Bowie. We're going to touch on a couple of major milestones coming up in your career when we come back. But right now, here's fashion.
Yeah, good to be here.
Now, you have a couple of great big milestones in your career coming up this January. I think it's 30 years in the music industry.
Yeah, and 50 years old.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
When you were starting out, did you ever think, wow, when I'm 50, I'm going to be doing this?
No, not even for one day. I didn't really. I've not really changed, actually, in that way. I've always sort of been fairly lodged in today, you know, what I'm doing right now. And any long-term thinking, that's past 6 months, and what tours I've got coming up or whatever, it's not really been part of the way I've sort of structured my life. So I'm the same now. I just think about what I'm doing now.
Did you have any idols when you were first starting out?
Yeah, I think probably they're quite wide, actually, because it ranged from painters to musicians, and I like people like Marcel Duchamp and Jackson Pollock, Elvis Presley, Little Richard, Tony Newley.
Wow.
And as
Did they compare you to Anthony Newley when you first started out?
Yeah, well, I used to try and copy him as much.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was a huge fan. I always liked theatre a lot and movies. I just like getting around. I've always been curious.
How do you think your priorities have changed as far as, you know, as a performer? I mean, sure, in the 70s it was all sex, drugs, and rock and roll. What is it now?
Apart from the drugs, not much really.
Yeah, you know.
No, really. My energies are still exactly in the same place. My work is a priority over a lot of my life. I still have the same enthusiasm for what I do. I guess that's really been that's what I followed as a path since I was a kid, is that if I'm excited about what I'm doing the right thing. And if I'm not, then I'm definitely in the wrong place, and I have to sort of just find out what it is that still excites me about music and performing and or painting or sculpting or whatever.
You certainly have done it all. It's a good path to follow. Well, we're going to be back with more with David Bowie here in the studio, so stay with us. We'll be back after the music. Check this out. Back here hanging out with David Bowie in the studio. How you doing?
Good.
Good. You loosening up?
Well, I'm smoking more, so I guess that's in the right direction.
That'll work. Hey, I know recently you've done some work with the Children's Defense Charity Fund. Tell me what that is.
It's very much something that my wife is more concerned with as more of a full-time thing than I am, but she asked me if I would like to help her do some fundraising with her for the BCCC, which is the Black Crusade Community Child's Fund. And what I thought might be a good thing to get some interest going is that a few years ago in the Caribbean, I was able to raise some money by getting some celebrities to decorate plates, dinner plates. And so I applied the same thing in New York, and the response was absolutely fantastic. Everybody from Janet Jackson, Muhammad Ali, Rosa Parks, Madonna, Robert De Niro, they all submitted plates. And we auctioned the things, and I think it raised, the plates themselves raised altogether over $80,000. I enjoyed it very much. I like auctioneering.
Yeah, did you get to get up and do
I like selling stuff. Yeah, that's what my contribution was that I can auctioneer. I can sell people's stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, sell me something. All right, put you on the spot there. So let's go back to your childhood a little bit. Did you, when you were a kid,
do we have to?
Do we have to? Yeah, come on. Let's go way back there. When you were a kid, what was the first instrument you played? Saxophone?
Yeah.
How old were you?
No, I guess it was piano, this sort of the obligatory piano lessons when I was a kid. But I saw a film, it was called Disc Jockey Jamboree in Britain, and one of the artists was Little Richard. And I thought, I was about 8, and I thought when I grow up I want to be a sax player in that band. And so that sort of, it was just that one, I remember very clearly, it was just that one film that sort of really pushed me into being a musician more than anything else.
Did you ever get to play sax with Little Richard?
No, I didn't. I did get to play piano with him one night, but that was fun, yeah. I didn't meet him until, he was a real hero of mine for years and years. And I only met him a couple of years ago, a few years ago. And the strangest thing, that in all these years, that I didn't realize that he has 2 different colored eyes.
Really?
Yeah, and it just really blew me away. I'm an ultimate fan. I mean, I love music and I love the people in it.
That's
I love meeting them.
That someone like you could be in awe of someone else.
Oh, well, you know, it's magic. Music is magic.
This is true.
It's like meeting magicians. You know?
That's great. All right, well, we got to toss to another video here. You want to do it? It's one of yours.
Oh, what is it?
It's Modern Love.
Modern love. Something I've got in abundance. Modern love.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's such a pleasure having you here.
It's been great to be here.
So we got the new album coming out in January.
Yeah.
We can expect more great music from you. Tell us one more time.
A lot, yeah. I'm working on 2 other albums immediately after this, over the next 6 months. So, and in between that, I'm working on stage.
Man.
Stuff.
When are you going to take a break?
I really don't know. I mean, it's not occurred to me, and I don't really feel like one. I'm pretty happy.
You going to celebrate your birthday? How are you going to celebrate?
I've not thought about it at all. I really haven't.
Really?
No.
Somebody's got to be. I'm sure Iman is buying party hats as we speak.
I think she's doing something secretively to that end.
Oh, well, we'll look forward to hearing about that.
So
I'm sure it'll be a
surprise,
fashionable soiree.
Yeah.
So what kind of goals do you set for yourself in the future?
I really don't. My only goal is to really feel as though each day spent has a certain quality about it that's more than acceptable, you know. I really just want to enjoy life on a day-to-day basis. That's really as far as my ambitions go. And I feel that I've achieved that, and I'm incredibly happy.
Well, it's working. You look great. You sound great. Your music has never been better. It's just such a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
It's been my pleasure.
All right, great. We're going to wrap it up with a Blue Jean. Hey, one of yours. Never